Alright, let's make this quick, simple, and easy. I will mention that this game is in early access at the time of making this video, so I'm not going to go into too much in depth of systems, how things work, XYZ, synergies, builds, because that is all subject to change. Who knows, they might do a whole overhaul of the whole entire game. I will tell you, one thing that I do think this game does completely differently is the potentials. Pretty much these potential things just add new moves to each of your characters. It makes has different passive bonuses, like more damage and whatnot, but makes your characters play in completely different ways. That is mainly what you're doing each run, alongside some elemental stuff, but I don't think the elements hit as hard as something in Hades or Spiritfall, that it really augments the way you're playing. It really just kind of adds what effect do you want to see as you're playing, because legit a lot of the stuff is one hit passives. I hit somebody and I apply poison, a couple seconds later they take damage. I hit somebody and apply shadow. What that means, there's a giant shadow of them that's going to explode that does damage later. I hit them once, apply fire, does damage over time. It's nothing none of the builds are really active. Oh, get max stacks of, get max stacks of ice and they pop. I expect that to be on fire and make it combustion, but whatever. It's not hitting somebody multiple times with a fire. A burn proccing skill makes the burn increase damage. It's nothing like that. There's not really an active phase with half these elements. That's what it really feels like. And again, poison and shadow I feel overlap heavily. And there's not as much passive bonuses as there could be. Comparing fire in Spiritfall to fire in this game, fire in Spiritfall has a couple other passive bonuses. They have a stacking system, first of all. So the first fire tick in Spiritfall might do 5 damage per second, but it stacks up to 5, going all the way up to 25 fire damage per second, making you want to hit them more and making you actively do something. And there's some other passive, each element or negative ailment an enemy has, you do more damage. There's stuff like that in Spiritfall, but this game is just more burn damage, smiley face. So it kind of does there's not as much cross synergies as there could be. Even in Hades, if you use, even if your whole palette is filled with Poseidon and Zeus, and you come across an Artemis boon, you can still get 5% crit, or each attack you have sends out a bolt. There's nothing that passive that really applies to other elements, which kind of takes away from the what if I add ice, fire, and shadow XYZ, and then that will happen, this will happen, then I'll divide it by 0 and break through the quantum plane. It doesn't really have that for me. But again, the moment-to-moment gameplay, I do say it's pretty flashy and fun. The potentials, I was explaining in the beginning, really change up your gameplay. From what if your character changes to a set play character, going absolutely ballistic, dashing around. There's so much that the potentials can augment, and I feel that's really the major system that's anchoring the game. Otherwise, if you ask me what I give it, let's use school rankings: A, B, C, D, and an F. I'd give it a B. It's B or C. C is right in the middle, I guess, since that'd be the average. I give it a B actually. Put it a little bit higher just because the potentials. I'm not gonna lie, the potentials and potential synergies are very fun. And I will say the one character, Hibiki, has the least potential synergies and is my most disliked character because of it. There's also some other aspects the bar in the top right gauge, anytime it gets past 100 I can start getting negative negative debuffs or positive buffs with them, but that might change a little bit because it already changed once. It used to be just negatives, now they give me a positive bonus, so I'm not going to go into too much of that. And then there's the legacy skills. Those might get an argument based on legacy skills or based off these things called Evo type. Those are those things with my L2 and R2 that's on the on a timer. That's based off your previous ones. Again, that might be something you buy later down the run later down the line. Who knows? I feel all those are subjected to change. I just talked about most of the core aspects, what makes up the game. If you ask me whether or not to buy it, yeah, I think you should buy it. I think Arc System Works is a pretty good company, pretty reputable. And even as the game is now, I'm still gonna play it. I still enjoy doing a run here or there, especially if they add like more bosses in another area and whatnot. I definitely play it, and they're having 2 more characters at least come out, I believe, from what I was told in some leaks. I don't look into that stuff too much, but yeah, I mean, that's gonna do it for my overview. It's pretty basic, pretty short. Again, the game's in early access. Everything I could say that I talked about, everything I talked about could easily change within the next update. Who knows? They might make it an auto scroller for all I know. Or you hold square, you do all these cool combos. Might have an assist mode or something. Who knows? Yeah, thanks for watching till the end. Like, share, subscribe. If you did make it to the end, I will have more Blaz Blue Entropy Effect content up. I originally had this video ready to go, but I listened to it. I'm like, you know what? I could just shorten everything. I was spending like too much time on nonsense, and there was too many pauses and XYZ. I don't have scripts. I have bullet points. I also don't have outros.